something just, that there? What do you guys handle?
Expectations for this year, it's kind of the same as last year. This time of the year, on paper we looked like we had a really good team, but we knew we had to put the work in now, the work in when the season gets here, all that stuff before the season even starts. So even this year, we look really good on paper, but we got to get to work now. We got to focus on the today. Getting better today and just improving on things we need to improve on and carry everything that we had last year and just start it back over. Back at the bottom of the mountain, we just got to keep climbing each and every day.
What have you seen from Jack Stahl and Grant Calcaterra as far as their potential and what they can contribute?
Yeah, both of those guys in the stretch that I was out last year, I think they played really well. They filled the void. They did whatever they had to do to help the team win those games. But yeah, I think they have a lot of potential, and I just try to teach them each and every day. We're trying to grow as a group. I'm trying to help all the tight ends we have just get better, know the playbook. Obviously, that's kind of more on them, and then I'm just trying to be in their ear with routes, with blocking, the things that I do, the way I see a defense. I'm just trying to help them out so that if something like that happens again, they can get more catches and then just continue to help our team any way they can.
It's very early, Dallas, obviously, but what are your first impressions of Brian leading the offense versus Shane, obviously?
Yeah, Brian really came in, stepped in, and his first couple meetings, he led them really strong. We got a lot of respect for him as an offensive group, so whatever he says goes, and he's been putting good stuff in the offense for us, and he's been teaching us different ways to do things, and I'm really excited to have him as offensive coordinator.
You were on your way to Pro Bowl, 1,000 yards, all that stuff last year. Obviously, the team had a great year, but at this point in your career, do you feel like that's something that is important to you to get to a Pro Bowl, or to make a Pro Bowl team, to have 1,000 yards, those kind of things? Are they big for you?
Yeah, obviously. Me being the competitor I am, the person I am, I want to be the best. To make All Pro, to be a Pro Bowler would be, everything you dream of from a kid. But I don't put that stress on me or anything. I care about the success of the team more than my individual success. So whatever it takes to help the team win games, that's what I'm going to do. And, if I get praised for it, that's good. And if not, let's just keep winning games because that's more fun than anything.
What do you think Dan Arnold, as a fellow veteran, can sort of add to the room?
Yeah, bringing another older tight end is good for the group. He's a good player. He's got good film, and he's came in and put his head down, came to work from the beginning, getting to know him more and more each day. But having him in the room is fun. He works hard, and, I think he's got potential. He's just got to keep learning the playbook and keep getting better.
What was your reaction to Jalen's contract and having him locked up here for quite some time?
Yeah, it was cool. I figured a deal would get done, and for him to be the highest paid player at the time was incredible. Super happy for him, and just knowing that he's going to be my quarterback for the next X amount of years is pretty special. When you got a guy like him, he's got high goals, high expectations for himself, for this team. So really happy that he gets to continue to lead this team, and I'm excited to follow him and keep elevating everything that we do.
At this point in your career, what are you still trying to improve?
Man, everything. This game is so close. Every person you're going against is good. They're getting better in the off season. But it's the blocking. I got things I can improve on. The route game, my releases. I try to spend more time with AJ and Smitty, and G Ward does a great job leading like after practice stuff. Just learning why the receivers are doing this on a release, what the defense is thinking. Having Avante there with me. Asking him questions like what he does, just different ways to get open. I feel like this is a profession that you can never stop growing. As soon as you do that, you'll get past. So really all aspects of my game I want to improve on. I want to get more efficient on the top of my routes. I want to get better at the releases. My hand placement on blocks can be better. My angles can be better. So it's really nonstop. You can watch film and correct something on every play.
When did you start working with receivers to figure that part out?
It was probably a little bit last year, just talking with them, with the new coaches, kind of the expectation of our routes changed. The details of our routes changed. They made them more detailed, and we had specific things that coaches are looking for. So that just starts to hit your brain. And then, Smitty and AJ, you see what they do day in, day out, game in, game out, just constant wins. So I'm just going to try to pick their brain so I can, elevate my game.
Dallas, when we would spend time in spring training with the Phillies and ask them about the carryover or hangover from a World Series into the start of this season, like the pitchers would talk about, arms, we have one less month to get healthy. Does that apply to you guys in terms of what you need to do to be season ready, considering how much longer you played?
Personally, for me, after the Super Bowl, I couldn't wait to get back. That was the toughest loss I've ever had in my career, and the only thing I wanted to do from that time on is get back, start this new season so we can go out there and improve. I think if anything, it puts a chip on the entire team's shoulder, and based on what we've done in OTAs, it looks like that's the entire team's mindset, and it looks like we got a lot of guys that are super hungry to try to replicate the season we had last year.
Has Nick changed anything in terms of the OTAs this year?
I think maybe we started a week later, but everything's pretty much the same as it was last year. Everybody in this building does a great job taking care of us. Ted and the strength staff, I feel like they have a great feel for the players. They can kind of tell when we're getting fatigued and need to taper back a little bit, or that when we're ready to go, they can push us a little bit harder. So I think it's just kind of a all-inclusive collaboration, and it's been good.
You said the whole team has a chip on it. Is that something you guys talk about, locker room, weight room, practice, or is it kind of unspoken thing?
It's kind of unspoken. It's more just you can kind of feel it throughout. When we're in the weight room, when we're doing our conditioning after. It's everybody's hungry. Everybody's grinding. They're working hard in there. It's not. Nobody's content with last year and think we can do it all again just because we did it last year. You can just see people working hard and, focusing, listening to the coaches in meetings, looking at the details. When we get on the field, you can see that the meetings are carrying over to the field. So I think that just shows that we're ready to, start climbing the mountain again.
Jalen always talks about he's still finding his way in the offseason, sort of tweaking some things to try to make him a better player. Do you still have that process from when you were a younger player to now? Do you keep sort of adding stuff to your off-season repertoire?
Yeah, for sure. And I think each year that I play, my off-season kind of gets more in-depth. It's the more time I spend on the field, the more time I know what I need to get better at, what I need to improve on, who I need to work with. I think it's every year. As soon as you think you got something mastered, there's something else that you can work on, and you need to continually master what you already have mastered so you don't lose that.
When you talk about the chip on your shoulder, I'm curious how much Jalen, who we were just talking about, plays a role in that. Obviously, he's the quarterback. Now he's the face of the franchise. And when we ask him these types of questions, he's always like, you've never arrived. How much does his approach apply to the players in the locker room?
Yeah, I think everybody follows Jalen. He's a tremendous leader, and I don't think I've ever met anybody that wants to win as bad as him, does whatever he has to do to put the team in the best situation. And when the leader of the offense, the quarterback, is doing that, it's easy for everybody else to follow suit and, just work harder because he wants success so bad. We all want to give it to him, and we want the success ourselves.